Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be diving deep into the world of automated stock trading systems.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and we were talking before the show, and you shared some super interesting materials with me.
Yeah.
These presentation slides and a YouTube video that kind of outlined this framework called the 7Ms for building a robust automated stock trading system.
That's right.
And it's not just about like picking stocks or anything like that. It's about really building a complete business.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Most people just focus on the strategy,
Right.
which is important, of course.
Right.
But there's a whole other business side to it that's really critical for success if you want to actually make money.
Yeah, it's like building a house or something.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just focus on the interior design.
Right.
You need a solid foundation. You got to have a good structure, plumbing, wiring, the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So let's dive into these 7Ms then, which really take us through the entire life cycle of an automated trading system from the concept all the way to execution.
Right.
And it's worth noting that the 7M framework is kind of an evolution of a simpler model that was used, a decade ago.
Yeah.
Which was just 3Ms: method, money, and mindset.
Right.
So you can already see how the markets and the technology have evolved to demand a more comprehensive approach.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gotten a lot more complicated.
Right. Okay, so let's start with the first M, which is method, which is basically all about your trading strategy.
Right.
And the source material really emphasizes being extremely specific here. So before you even think about automation, you need to define what kind of trader you are.
All right.
Are you looking for quick short-term gains? Or are you more in it for the long haul, steady growth kind of a trader?
Right, exactly. It's all about clearly defining,
Right.
Your goals,
Yeah.
your risk tolerance,
Right.
the types of trades that you're comfortable with. And then, there's a question of what indicators or signals are actually going to trigger your system to buy or sell. And, the source material has this great point.
Yeah.
It says you could come up with a new trading strategy every single day.
Wow.
But it takes at least 6 months of testing to see if it's truly profitable.
6 months? That seems like such a long time.
It is. But it underscores the importance of rigor and patience.
Yeah.
You're not just looking for a strategy that wins sometime.
Right.
You're looking for one that consistently performs well over time, even when the market throws, those curveballs.
Right.
And a key takeaway here, I would say, is that successful systems, they often use a combination of conditions.
Okay.
It could be based on price. It could be based on volume AND indicators.
Okay.
So it's not just about relying on one or two factors.
So it's looking at the bigger picture.
Yes.
And understanding how these different market factors are interacting.
Precisely. Now, once you have a solid method, the next M market reminds us that it's not just about what you trade, but where you trade.
Right, because it's choosing the right fishing spot.
Exactly.
Different markets have different characteristics, and so your system needs to be kind of tailored accordingly.
Absolutely.
And the source material uses terms like filtering and classification when it comes to markets.
Yeah, and they give some interesting contrasting examples.
Okay.
From the time market, the SC50, which is a cap-weighted index,
Okay.
and the NHNL index,
Okay.
which is equal-weighted and focuses on market breadth.
Interesting.
And these indexes, they provide very different insights into the market.
Yeah.
So it shows you how important it is to understand, the nuances of your chosen market.
Even if you have a killer strategy, it might not work in every single market environment.
Exactly.
You need to do your research and understand the specific dynamics of the market you're targeting.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now let's talk about the M that often trips up even seasoned traders, which is money management.
Ah, yes, the art of not blowing up your account.
Exactly.
The source material is spot on here, emphasizing the importance of things like stop-loss orders
Right.
and position sizing.
And why are stops so crucial?
Well, imagine you're on a roller coaster
Okay.
that's suddenly plummeting.
Oh.
A stop-loss is like an emergency brake
Okay.
that automatically gets you off the ride before you lose your lunch, or in this case, your capital.
Makes sense.
It helps you limit your losses on a trade,
Right.
so you don't just keep going down and down and down.
Okay. And then there's position sizing. So how much do you risk on each trade?
Right. This is where your personal risk tolerance comes into play.
Right. Are you a cautious trader or are you more comfortable with volatility?
Exactly. And the source material, it highlights some excellent rules of thumb,
Okay.
like Dr. Elder's 2% rule, which means you never risk more than 2% of your total capital on a single trade.
Okay.
And his 6% rule, which sets your maximum acceptable drawdown for your entire portfolio. These rules, they really emphasize the importance of preserving your capital, which is essential for long-term trading success.
Okay, so I'm getting the sense that like risk management is kind of like the unsung hero of trading.
Absolutely.
It's not as glamorous as finding the next hot stock or anything,
Yeah.
but it's like absolutely essential for survival.
It really is. It's like building a house without any safety features.
Right.
You could have the best strategy in the world,
Right.
but if you don't manage your risk properly, you're just setting yourself up for disaster.
Yeah, you're going to get burned.
Exactly. So now that we have our market and our risk management in place, how do we know if our system actually works?
That's where the next M comes in. Measure.
Yeah.
We're talking about backtesting, right?
Exactly. Backtesting is like taking your trading system for a test drive using historical data.
Okay.
It lets you see how your system would have performed in the past,
Right.
which can give you valuable insights into its potential strengths and weaknesses.
Gotcha.
But the source material, it goes beyond basic backtesting.
Yeah. Okay.
It emphasizes the importance of distinguishing between in-sample and out-of-sample data.
Okay, so what's the difference? Because this is where I could use a little clarification.
Sure. So in-sample data is the historical data that you use to actually build and optimize your trading system.
Okay.
It's like practicing your golf swing at the driving range.
Gotcha.
Out-of-sample data is data that your system has never seen before.
Okay.
It's like playing on a real golf course for the first time.
Right, so it's like the real deal.
Exactly. And the key here is to make sure that your system isn't just curve fitting.
Okay, now what does curve fitting mean?
So imagine you're trying to draw a line
Okay.
that perfectly connects a bunch of dots on a graph.
Right.
You could probably come up with a very complex squiggly line that hits every single dot.
Okay.
But if you then add new dots to the graph, that squiggly line might not fit so well anymore.
So curve fitting is basically like creating a system that only works on past data, but falls apart when it's faced with like new market conditions.
Exactly. And that's why using out-of-sample data is so crucial.
Right.
It helps you test your system's robustness and ensure that it's not just memorizing past patterns.
Okay, and how do you actually go about testing with out-of-sample data?
Well, the source material mentions some interesting methods.
Yeah.
Like walk-forward analysis.
Okay.
It's kind of like playing a video game where you only get to see one level at a time.
Interesting.
So you optimize your system based on the first level.
Right.
Then you move on to the next level and so on.
Gotcha.
This helps simulate how your system would have adapted to changing market conditions over time.
That sounds like a pretty clever way to test your system's adaptability.
It is. And then there's something called monkey testing, which sounds a bit crazy.
Monkey testing, what is that all about?
It's a way to really stress test your system by running it against random data,
Oh, wow.
just to see if it can handle anything that you throw at it.
So it's like throwing your system into the wild and seeing if it can survive.
Precisely. And this leads us to the next M monitor, which might seem a bit counterintuitive.
Yeah, because isn't the whole point of automation to just set it and forget it?
Not quite. Even with the most robust system, you can't just walk away.
Right.
Monitoring your system's performance is crucial.
Okay.
You need to see how your actual results compare to your backtesting.
Right.
And you need to be prepared to make adjustments if the market starts behaving in unexpected ways.
So it's about being vigilant and adaptable,
Absolutely.
even when you're relying on technology.
Exactly. Now let's move on to the M that's often overlooked but is arguably the most important of all.
Okay.
Mindset.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because why is mindset so crucial in automated trading? I mean, you've got your system doing the work, right?
Yes. But even with a fantastic system, your own psychology can totally sabotage your success.
Really?
The source material makes a brilliant comparison here.
Okay.
It says, during the design and backtesting phase, you are the king. You're in control. You're making decisions. You're fine-tuning your system.
You're the boss.
Exactly.
But then what happens?
But then when you go live, you become the CLIV to your system.
Oh, wow.
You have to follow the rules,
Okay.
even when every fiber of your being is telling you to do something different.
Oh, man. So it's like having the discipline to stick to your diet?
Exactly.
Even when there's a delicious cake staring you in the face?
Exactly. Emotions can really cloud our judgment and lead to impulsive decisions.
Right.
They can derail even the best trading systems.
Wow.
The key is to trust your system,
Right.
to have the discipline to follow the rules,
Mm-hmm.
and to avoid emotional second-guessing.
So mastering your mindset is like building a psychological safety net
Yes.
for your trading journey.
Now let's move on to the final M, which is often overlooked, but is incredibly important, especially in the world of automated trading.
Okay.
And that's the machine.
Okay. the technology.
We're talking about the technology that powers your entire system.
Right, so we're talking hardware, software, trading platforms.
The whole shebang.
The whole 9 yards.
Right. And the source material, it touches on a variety of tools.
Yeah.
From software like AmiBroker and Metastock to programming languages like Python.
Right.
Which allows for more customization and flexibility.
So it's all about understanding what options are available and then choosing the right tools.
Exactly.
Based on your specific needs and your level of technical expertise.
Right.
So machine is all about making sure that your technology is up to the task.
Yes. You don't want your system to crash in the middle of a winning trade.
Oh, no.
Because your computer can't handle the load.
Right, right.
Reliability and performance are absolutely key.
Yeah. And it's not just about the hardware and software.
Right.
You also need to think about the trading platforms that you'll use to connect to the market and execute your trades.
Right. Do you need real-time data feeds?
Right.
How important is speed of execution? These are all factors to consider.
It's like making sure your race car has a powerful engine,
Yeah.
a smooth transmission, and reliable brakes.
Great analogy. You need all the components working in harmony for optimal performance.
Oh, I like that.
And remember, technology is constantly evolving.
Right.
So staying up to date with the latest tools and trends can give you a real competitive edge.
So we've covered the core 7Ms.
Yes, we have.
But before we move on, I just kind of want to recap what we've learned so far.
Sure.
It's clear that building a successful automated stock trading system is about so much more than just finding a winning strategy.
It really is. It's about taking a holistic, business-like approach.
Right.
Carefully considering each of these 7Ms.
Mm-hmm.
It's about defining your method and choosing the right market.
Right.
It's about managing your money wisely and measuring your system's performance through rigorous backtesting.
And it's about cultivating the right mindset.
Yes.
And making sure your machine is up to snuff.
Absolutely.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But each M plays a crucial role.
It does.
In the overall success of your system.
Absolutely. And the source material, it doesn't stop there.
Oh, really?
It also touches on some additional intriguing topics.
Okay.
For example, it hints at the path to becoming a quantitative trader who relies heavily on mathematical models and algorithms.
Interesting. And it talks about the current state of trading robots in Thailand.
Right, which raises questions about regulation and, the sophistication of these systems.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an interesting discussion about the advantages that individual investors, especially those using robots, might have over large institutions.
Okay. And they also touch on the application of quantitative analysis in real estate.
Yeah.
Specifically in the condominium market.
It's fascinating to see how these principles can be applied beyond the stock market.
It is. It really is. And it speaks to the broader relevance of the 7Ms framework.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about trading stocks. It's about approaching any kind of complex endeavor with a systematic, data-driven, and psychologically aware mindset.
Absolutely.
We'll dive deeper into those topics in part 2.
Sounds good.
Now let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll explore some of the more forward-looking aspects of automated trading, including the role of artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Can't wait. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Before the break, we took a deep dive into the first 5 M's of building a robust automated stock trading system.
Right.
Now let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And explore the future of this fascinating field, especially the role of AI and machine learning.
Yeah, the source material kind of hints at this being a game changer.
Right.
Almost like a given that these technologies are going to, reshape how we trade.
It's not surprising, though, right? I mean, AI is impacting almost every industry.
Absolutely.
From self-driving cars to personalized medicine, AI is everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
So how might it revolutionize the world of trading?
Right.
Will we all be handing our portfolios over to robo-advisors powered by these super intelligent algorithms?
That's a question worth pondering, I think.
Right.
The source material doesn't really get into the specifics of AI implementation.
Okay.
But it does raise this one intriguing point.
Yeah.
About the potential advantages that individual investors might have.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Okay.
Because traditionally you needed massive resources and a whole team of analysts to even compete with large institutions.
Right.
So is the idea that AI kind of levels the playing field by giving individual investors access to these really sophisticated tools?
That's the implication. Yeah. Imagine a world where anyone with a laptop
right.
and the right knowledge can tap into like powerful AI
Right.
to analyze data spot patterns, execute trades, maybe even strategies that are too complex for humans to manage.
It's almost like democratizing access to these sophisticated financial strategies.
Exactly. And it ties back to, like the core theme of this whole deep dive.
What's that?
Knowledge is power.
Okay.
By understanding these 7Ms
Right.
and exploring these emerging technologies, you're equipping yourself to be a more informed
Right.
and potentially successful trader in this evolving landscape.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to AI.
Okay.
A lot of people fear that AI is going to like completely replace human traders, and their skills will become obsolete.
Right.
Does the source material address this concern?
It doesn't directly address like job displacement or anything like that.
Okay.
But it suggests that certain skills are going to become even more valuable
Okay.
as AI takes on more of the routine tasks.
Okay.
Think of it this way. AI might excel at processing vast amounts of data
Right.
and identifying patterns.
Mm-hmm.
But human traders, they still have a unique edge
Right.
when it comes to understanding things like market sentiment,
Okay.
news events, geopolitical risks.
Yeah.
These are all factors that can significantly impact market behavior.
So rather than fearing AI as like a replacement,
Right.
we should see it as a powerful tool that can actually augment our capabilities.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance between human intuition and AI's analytical prowess.
I like that.
And speaking of human intuition, let's circle back to that M we touched on earlier.
Okay, which one was that?
Mindset.
Right. Mindset.
You mentioned that even with a perfect system, our emotions can sabotage our success.
Mm.
So how does this play out in a world where AI is making more and more of the trading decisions?
Right, because you're not even making the decisions anymore.
Exactly. This is where the psychological aspect becomes even more critical.
Interesting.
Imagine you have an AI system
Okay.
that's consistently making profitable trades.
Right. You're happy.
You're loving it, but then it hits a rough patch,
Uh-oh.
a series of losses.
Yeah.
Do you trust the system to course correct?
Okay.
Or do you panic and intervene and potentially make things worse?
It's a tough question.
It is.
So it's not just about trusting the AI. It's about
Right.
trusting your own judgment and knowing when to step back
Exactly.
and let the AI do its thing.
Precisely. And that requires a deep understanding of your own psychological biases, your risk tolerance, and the ability to manage your emotions under pressure.
So even in an AI-driven world, that mindset
Yes.
remains absolutely crucial.
Now let's talk about the machine,
Okay.
the technology behind it all. How will AI and machine learning impact the tools and platforms that we use for trading?
Yeah, good question.
The possibilities are incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
We're already seeing AI-powered tools that can analyze news sentiment,
Wow.
identify patterns in social media chatter,
Okay.
and even predict market movements with increasing accuracy.
So AI is not just about automating trades.
Right.
It's about providing us with a whole new set of insights that can
Yes.
inform our decisions.
Right, and as these technologies evolve,
Right.
we can expect even more sophisticated tools
Okay.
that can personalize trading strategies,
Mm-hmm.
manage risk more effectively,
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps even identify completely new trading opportunities that humans might miss.
It sounds like we're on the cusp of a major transformation
Yeah,
in the world of trading.
Absolutely.
Driven by the power of AI.
for sure.
So as we wrap up part 2 of this deep dive, what are some key takeaways
Okay.
that you want our listeners to walk away with?
Well, I'd emphasize that AI and machine learning, they're not just buzzwords.
Right.
They are powerful forces that are already reshaping the trading landscape.
Yeah.
But rather than fearing these technologies, we should embrace the possibilities that they offer.
It's about understanding how to leverage these tools to our advantage
Mhm.
while also honing the human skills
Yes.
that will remain essential in this evolving landscape.
Exactly. And that brings us to the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We're going to shift gears from the theoretical
Right.
and delve into the practical aspects of actually building and implementing an automated trading system.
Awesome. Stay with us. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've explored the 7Ms framework, from defining your trading method to understanding the crucial role of mindset.
Right.
And we've even peered into the future of trading with AI and machine learning.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
It has. But now let's kind of bring it all together and talk about what it actually takes to build and implement an automated trading system.
Right. This is where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly.
We've laid the theoretical groundwork, but now it's time to get practical.
And to get our hands dirty.
Exactly. And, I think it's important to acknowledge that building an automated trading system can be a daunting task,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially for those who are new to the game.
Absolutely. It can feel overwhelming.
Right.
So where do you even begin? What are the practical steps involved?
Well, I'd say the first step is to revisit those first few M's that we discussed.
Okay.
Method, market, and money management.
Okay, the foundation.
Exactly.
Mhm.
These form the foundation of your system.
Right.
You need a clearly defined strategy, you need a thorough understanding of your chosen market, and you need a robust risk management plan.
Yeah, you can't just jump into coding without having those core elements in place.
Exactly. It's like building a house without a blueprint
Right. Or a foundation.
or a budget.
Yeah, exactly.
And once you have that solid foundation, then you can start thinking about the machine,
Yeah.
the technological infrastructure that will power your system.
Right. The nuts and bolts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this involves choosing the right software, hardware, and trading platforms.
And as we discussed earlier, this choice really depends on like your technical expertise,
Right.
your budget,
Mhm.
and the complexity of your trading strategy.
Absolutely.
Are you comfortable with coding, or do you prefer like a more user-friendly drag and drop interface?
Right. Those are key considerations. And don't forget about the importance of reliability and performance.
Right. You need a system that can execute trades quickly and efficiently.
Exactly. You don't want any crashes or delays.
No, especially in the middle of a trade.
Especially, and so let's say you've got your strategy, your market,
Mhm.
your risk management plan, and your technology all in place.
Okay, what's next?
Now it's time to put it all together
Okay.
and start building your system.
All right.
This is where your method really comes into play.
You need to translate your trading rules and logic into a language that your machine can understand.
So if you're comfortable with coding, you might use a language like Python to write your own algorithms.
Exactly. But for those who are less technically inclined,
Right.
there are plenty of platforms that offer visual drag and drop interfaces for building trading systems.
Okay.
These platforms often come with pre-built indicators and strategies
Okay.
that you can customize to fit your needs.
So there are options for traders of all skill levels.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to be a coding whiz to build an automated system.
That's good to know.
The key is to find the tools and platforms that best suit your needs and your comfort level.
Right. Find the right tools for the job.
Exactly. And once your system is built, then it's time for the crucial step of measure backtesting.
Ah, yes, backtesting. So we can see how our system would have performed in the past.
Exactly. It's a way to identify potential flaws, fine-tune your parameters,
Okay.
and gain confidence in your system's ability to generate profits.
So it's like a dress rehearsal.
Exactly. And remember, the key here is to go beyond basic backtesting.
Okay.
Use techniques like walk-forward analysis and monkey testing,
Right, to make sure it's robust.
right, to ensure that your system is robust and can handle a variety of market conditions.
It's all about making sure that your system isn't just curve fitting.
Right.
You know, memorizing past patterns, but failing to adapt to new information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got it. So once you've thoroughly backtested your system and you're satisfied with its performance,
Yes, you're feeling good.
you're feeling good, then it's time to go live.
That's the exciting part.
It is.
But it's also where the mindset M becomes absolutely critical.
You said you've put in the work, you've built your system, you've backtested it,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's time to trust the process.
Okay.
But as we discussed earlier, even with a fantastic system, our emotions can get the best of us.
Oh, yeah. Fear and greed.
Exactly. We might start second-guessing the system, making impulsive trades, or tinkering with parameters that we shouldn't be touching.
It's like training for a marathon. And then deciding to sprint the first mile, you might feel good in the moment,
Right.
but you're setting yourself up for failure in the long run.
That's a great analogy.
Cool.
Discipline, patience, and trust. These are all essential qualities for any trader,
Mm-hmm.
but they become even more critical when you're relying on an automated system.
Right, because you have to trust the system.
Exactly. Remember, you're the CEO of your trading business.
Okay.
You've hired an AI employee to do the heavy lifting,
Right.
but you still need to provide guidance, oversight, and emotional stability.
So it's really a partnership
It
between
is.
human intuition and machine intelligence.
Precisely. And as technology continues to evolve, this partnership will become even more important.
I believe that.
The future of trading really lies in finding the right balance
Yeah.
between human ingenuity and the power of AI.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the 7Ms of stock trading systems,
Yeah.
let's leave our listeners with a final thought to ponder.
Okay.
We've discussed the technical aspects, the psychological elements, and even the future possibilities.
It's been a lot.
It has.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think the most important takeaway is this: building a successful trading system is a journey, not a destination.
Well said. It's a process of continuous learning, adaptation, and refinement.
It's about staying curious,
Yes.
embracing new technologies, and constantly seeking ways to improve your skills and your system.
And it's about treating trading as a serious endeavor,
Right.
not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right.
It's about respecting the markets, understanding the risks, and developing the discipline and the mindset to navigate this complex and ever-changing world.
And remember that 7M's framework.
Yes.
It's not just a set of rules, it's a roadmap.
It is.
A guide to help you navigate this journey with confidence and clarity.
Excellent point. The 7Ms, they provide a solid foundation for building a robust trading system. But the real magic happens when you combine this framework with your own unique insights,
Yeah.
your creativity, and your passion for the markets.
I love that. Well said. And with that, I think we should leave our listeners with this final question.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in the future of trading? What role will you play in this exciting and evolving landscape?
Something to think about.
It is. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.